but you're hiding. You're fucking hiding, you little bitch. Bent the knee, like I told Tom Dante. You are a little bitch. My son can fucking outtrade you now. Fuck off. You see it now. Vinny versus ICT son. I would do the trades then. I would do the trades just to fucking ridicule your fucking ass, bitch. He'll take that challenge. Anyway, don't waste your time trying to force too much in the beginning, looking for things that are unnecessary in the charts. Focus on the things I tell you to look for, and don't put a destination or an expiration on your success. Because what you're going to discover is throughout the process, and that's my son right now, he's in the earliest stages of real progress, and he's seeing the fruits of it. Many of you are recording in your tweets and responses to me that you're encouraged by that. How do you think he feels? How do you think he feels laying his head down, thinking, I did more today than I did in pay working these 10 hours, because he's doing 10-hour days. 10-hour days driving to Pennsylvania with the crew he's with, and they pay him money until he gets to his car. And then once he gets to his car, his pay stops for the day. But he's spending a lot of time out there doing that stuff, getting all cut up, putting his hands through these condensers he's helping install, all that stuff. He's doing a working class hero job. He doesn't have a spoon-fed fucking lifestyle where daddy's giving it to him because I have it. I wanted to be like that, but I seen that doesn't work with my oldest boy. So I'm practical. I learned from the mistake. I learned how to do a better job at this. I'm not a perfect father, but when it comes to money, giving it to them, buying the stuff for them, apart from a car, I think everybody should have a car. But I don't just lavish them with money. Because I have it doesn't obligate them to receive it from me. They have to acquire it themselves. And once they have that skill set, they'll have greater self-esteem for themselves, and their family they will create will be able to look up to them as a patriarch and say, I want to be like my dad. And I'm glad he didn't give it to me. He sent me a text yesterday. He said, Dad, I want to thank you for not being easy on me. And it was upsetting to me, but it was a good upsetting. It was very touching. I shared it with my wife. I said, you know, I've been hard on him the last couple of months because he didn't listen to me. And I told him, I said, you're going to do this or you're going to walk this whole show on your own. That means, you got everything you're going to get from me. Like, you have to learn how to make your way in this world. You can't just accept the fact that, shit's going to be hard and a coffee shop job ain't it. And you're not going to college. So what is you going to do? I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own my own business. Okay. In the meantime, what are you going to do? I tried. It's hard, Dad. I know. And my students complain about the same fucking way you are right now. It's hard, ICT. It's hard. They complain. You want to complain. It's normal. But instead of complaining, take that energy and direct it into studying, back testing, taking the information that you see that's already happened, pull it out of the charts, record it, and it's there. And it'll encourage you that it keeps repeating it over and over and over again. Now you're doing one little piece of something. You're doing 1/8 of what's going to be a full model, and you're doing better than your fucking job with the least amount of leverage. How encouraging is that? You're not even given the full move. You're just getting in there, getting 10 points of it, and then that's it. Pull out. Done. Hit it and quit it. Done. Then you get to see, was that a good move for free? He doesn't stop you out with a loss, and he never moves his stop loss. How's that? He doesn't need to. It's either going to run or it's not. If he hits a loss, he's stopping for the day. He's not going to go on a major drawdown. These moves happen every single day, like clockwork. Every single fucking day. Don't believe me? Set out to disapprove me. Do it. Spend that this week. Spend that this weekend. Go through the charts and see if what I just fucking said is not absolutely the gospel in price delivery. It's happening Okay. It's happening every fucking day. That's why I'm cocky. That's why I'm arrogant. That's why I walk around like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I know I can outperform every motherfucker on this planet. I know I can outtrade every fucking body, everyone, more precise, more fucking money, every skill set, every KPI you want to set. I will beat that shit unbelievably in front of everyone. I will do that. Why do I have to keep asking? And you're sitting around doubting all this evidence around you, all this shit around you. People outside of my own family, different walks of life, and they're bringing the receipts and the results. They're doing it. Why are you sitting on the fence? Wasting your fucking time. You're wasting it. There's no reason for you to waste any more time. Get to work. Start back testing. Encourage yourself. Because even if you do half of what my son is doing, I promise you, you're doing better than 99% of everybody else in trading. And that's not an exaggeration at all because most people can't even make any money. If you just made $800 a week, fuck it, $400 a week. Most people can't consistently do that. They can't hold themselves to a process or a model. The only way you can do that is small little baby steps in the beginning. Don't put an expiration date on your success. I have to have it by this time or it's a failure. Don't have extraordinary results as the only acceptable result. That's what I was trying to do. Once I started seeing I can make money, I set so high of a goal that it pushed me into blowing the accounts all the time. That's exactly what I was doing. I was doing that very thing. And I was abandoning the simple things of just taking the trades I knew that were going to be there. And I tried to squeeze more out of them. You can't make a dog be more than what it is. It's a dog. It's going to run and behave like a dog. In every one of my trades, I try to demand them to be a dragon, a beast of mythological proportion. And when it didn't deliver, I looked at it as I'm never going to be able to do this. When all I was doing everything backwards and asking of my models, which were very limited at the time, to do what they couldn't do. And I couldn't see it for that. Just got a text from my wife. You're late. On my way. But anyway, I had fun today. Hopefully, I inspired you to think about things a little bit differently. And don't waste your time trying to force things in through these candlesticks. And don't focus so much on how much time you got left. As long as you're working every day, working towards progressing, moving forward, you'll get there. You'll get there sooner than you thought. Once you get there, in the time you're spending right now, that might feel daunting and too laborious, won't be so much like that when you look back on it. Everything seems so much further in front of you when you're trying to get there. The first time, it's always a long journey. It's that little kid in the back seat syndrome. We're there yet? That's that little child in you that's the trader that's going to be who you are. They're excited. There's nothing wrong with that excitement. Don't kill that energy, but you have to nurture it and properly train it. Say, okay, we're getting there. It's just a little bit longer. Just we have to keep doing what we're doing. Keep looking through the windshield forward. We're getting every closer. Keep looking. Tell me when we get to the Burger King sign. Tell me when you distract them. Small little incremental progressive milestones. And it takes their attention away from the grander scheme. And that's all I've done with Cameron. I've taken his attention from feeling like he can't get to that 20, 30 handle run model right now because he can't see. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Time, experience, doing it. So you want me to be able to tell you something, and it's just like a secret recipe. And it's the fact that you have to roll your sleeves up and submit yourself to this process all the time. And eventually, at what time, at what stage in your development, you're going to have that epiphany where it clicks for you like, oh shit, oh, I've been complicating this the whole time. If I just would have just did this and not worry about all this other stuff, I would have been able to be here in a place of contentment a lot sooner. And imagine the peace of mind that brings when you don't have to do more than what's comfortable for you. And who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks about it? You're paying your bills, you're meeting your ends. You're content. You don't have any fear of missing any moves. You don't have any fucking greed. Your model says, I'm making $1,000. When I make it, I stop for the day. Who's going to complain about that? You're probably not making $1,000 in 3 months trading right now. Start small. Build on it. I covered a lot of things in this discussion today. For the people that's been with me for a while, they have had a lot of really impactful things to consider and how to think about what it is that they've done or what they're doing, and how you can strip down price. Go right to the core essence of what it's likely to do right now. You don't need these high-end models. I gave 12 of them in paid mentorship. I did that because I had people in there selling my videos, selling my courses, selling access to my forum, which I don't have anymore. Those models make money. But I knew that I could use those platforms on later teachings to those same paid students, and I could teach them a way where I can take them and plug and play, which is what I promised. Once you understand the logic and the language, then I'll teach you very shorthandedly to go in and do this, and you can have a model. And I did it publicly with the 2022 model. I've done it with the Silver Bullet. Optimal Trade Entry has been there before I even did mentorship. And the paid students that have done the work, they can see now how it's very simple to do these things. And they themselves are the ones that complicated it. I could sit out here every single Saturday and outline a new model, and every single one of them are independent of one another. And I could do that for the rest of my life and not run out of models. Ask your mentor if they can do that. Oh, we don't need to have that. You just need it. Right. That's exactly what I say. You only need one. But the problem is everybody, I don't want to stop talking. My wife's going to slap the shit out of me. I don't want you to feel like you have to be pressed into a mold. And I'm trying to do my best because I would want this in a mentor. Like I would want this. I would want my mentor sharing with me, knowing that he's going to have physical harm from his wife later on because he's kept her waiting. She already knew when I told her I was going to be an hour. She's like, uh-huh. You sure? I told her, I said, here, look, I got the timer set. She said, where's the snooze button on it? Yeah, whatever. But anyway, I do have to get off here. But I had fun today talking with y'all. Hopefully I've inspired you. Hopefully I've got your gears turning on how you can kind of settle yourself down, look towards progress, not finality, not at the finish line. I started last week. I should know how to trade by now. That's stupid. That's stupid thinking. That's unrealistic. But I want you to think about this in closing. There's a lot of closing statements here today. I'm glad that my son, initially, I wasn't real happy with him wanting to do these funded accounts. Like I was not happy with that. But today, waking up, I'm glad that he did it because he's showing through a third-party audited setting where it's not something that he can lie about. It's not something I can lie about. It's not something that it can be photoshopped. It's not somebody else's account. They would come out, and I'm giving Top Step permission. If anything that he shares with me that I end up tweeting, if that's not true, you fucking call me out on it. Call me out on that. Because some of you might miss that. Some of you might miss the fact that this young man is doing this in a setting where I'm not affiliated with this company and neither is he. So there's no broker arrangement where they give me some fake results to market some bullshit. That's not what's happening here. This boy is doing something using what you're learning. The only thing I did was take some pieces and say, do this, do this, do this. Did I teach him something new? No. You need to know where the market's going to draw to, liquidity. You need to wait for some kind of manipulation to stop run. Why would you not be fearful of taking a short after that stop run? Because it's already done the damage on that 5 or 1 minute chart. So it's going to now start displacing towards lower prices if it's bearish, and price will spool in that direction. It doesn't mean every candle's going down. It does not mean that, but you will see several 10 handle runs. Every day, it's like that. Every single day. And you can trade without a daily bias with this, which is why I taught him this model. Because he doesn't know how to know what the daily bias is. I just told him, said 60-minute or 15-minute time frame. Where's the higher lows that haven't been touched yet? If it starts breaking towards those levels, chances are it's going to go there. He's going to have a losing day. It's going to happen. I hope it's this week sometime. I want him to have that, and I want to hear what he's thinking, and I want to allow him to tell me what he feels. And I will record our conversation the other side where you can hear it. I want him to articulate what he's feeling in contrast to what he's been feeling right now, because he feels like he's walking on clouds right now. But that first loss, that real monetary withdrawal from progress moving forward, and you got to go one step backwards, that's the beginning of a blown account. That's the beginning of the end of your trading career if you let it. That one single loss. It all starts there. That one little seed. That one little seed that grows to a garden of weeds when you were aiming for roses. And I'll have the opportunity to counsel him through that. And when it happens, you'll have the benefit of hearing from his side, hearing it, feeling it, and then me telling him how he should think about it and work towards going through it. You don't get that in books, folks. There's no other mentorship out there that's doing that kind of thing. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is the brass tacks. This is the shit that you need to know and how to deal with it. And it's being done in a setting that is outside my control, outside of his control. There's no affiliation here, none whatsoever. I don't tell you to join with Top Step. I don't do that. I don't give a fuck if he makes $1 million trading with a funded account. I would still never say go with a funded account. I don't rep brokers. I don't rep funded accounts. I don't have any affiliation whatsoever. My opinion is mine solely. And it's my responsibility to be open and upfront and tell you that there's nothing inspiring me to have an opinion, whether it be good or bad, for anything. And I may be incorrect in my opinions. It may not be in agreement with you. And that's fine. That's wonderful. That's wonderful to have that type of discussion where I'm presenting my side of it and you may not agree with it. And I respect you for not agreeing with it. Don't take everything I say and just say, well, it's this way it has to be. Look into it, see if it means something to you. If it doesn't, discard it. Don't waste your time with it. Take what's useful to you. Even if it's something that's outside what I teach, if it helps you, God bless you with it. I want to see you succeed. If you can get successful in something that I've not taught, like say you try to do this and you can't do it with what I'm teaching, and I don't do well enough as a mentor for you, and you go and you do something else, I would love to know what you did. I want to see you succeed. I don't give a fuck if somebody else is making money off of you and you found success. If that's what it took for you to find success, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm not belittled by that. I'm not embarrassed by that. I don't feel like a failure. I want to see all of you. Even if you don't like me, I want to see you do well. I want that to happen for all of you. And I'm not making any money here talking to you. I'm risking life and limb. My wife's going to fuck my ass up when I get out of this fucking office. But sincerely, I want to see you succeed. And I want to see your success stories. And if there are success stories and other fucking approaches. I wish there was more of it online. I'd like to see that. It's like Market Wizard's book, but you're seeing people's faces. You're hearing their voice. They're telling you their experience. And that's what I love about our community here, because my students do that. They come forward and they share that. That's why I like Kit and his community he's created over there. That's awesome. I love listening to that. I love listening, even the folks that come in and they have a different train of thought about it. And they'd share their ups and downs, their trials and their tribulations, the things they had to go through. That's the stuff that matters most, because everybody has to go through it. You're going to go through it, folks. This meat grinder will put your ass through it. You're not going to walk in here, waltz through, come out with no fucking wounds. You're all going to have damage done to yourself. And those war injuries are going to make you formidable. You're going to know, don't step there. In the presence of somebody that doesn't know any better, don't step right there. That's a grenade tripwire right there. Don't do that. What do you mean? Don't do it. Young buck gets out there and does it anyway. Blow their account. People that have been around this industry long enough, they know things that you don't know. And if they're willing to share their experience with you, and it's realistic, and it's, it's provable that they've done something with it and other people have done something with it that's profitable, not just bullshit for clicks and clout, that's usable information, take advantage of that. When I came up, we didn't have that. We didn't have people willing to sit down for nothing and make videos or talk to you in a stream like this. Like, I have better things to do. Like, I have things to do and people to do it with, and my wife. And you might be thinking, I love this more than I love my wife. No, it's just I'm obsessive. When I'm with my wife and I'm doing things with her, I don't want to go to the charts. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to, it's whatever I'm doing at the moment. That's where all my attention is. I'm 100% in that moment, that very thing. And you want that in a mentor. You want that in someone that's teaching you, where they don't run out of energy. They don't tire. Because if this stuff didn't work, it would be real hard for me to have the energy level I have. Think about it. You ever think about that? Think about that. If somebody didn't have success and didn't have the ability to be able to transfer that information and wasn't constantly inspired by the energy that's getting brought back to me by my students, I could not have this level of output. Nobody could. You can't keep running on empty. Okay? Fumes ain't going to carry this machine. We're running on rocket fuel here, and it doesn't run out. It just keeps never running out. Like Elijah told the widower and her son, make me a cake. Oh, well, we only have enough oil here for me and my son. We were going to eat it and die. Make a cake for me. Well, what does that mean? He laid out a process. His experience, he knows that the Lord's going to provide. You provide to me. Don't worry about anything else. He didn't say, don't do this or do this and don't worry about that. He just said, do this. He laid before her a process. So she made him a cake, and her oil didn't run out. I'm teaching you how your oil won't run out. I want you to have a very good weekend. Relax, try to do some studying. Don't do too much. Pace yourself. And I will be back, Lord willing, on Monday on Twitter to share more insights with you. Till talk to you then. Be safe.